What is up, guys? It's Eagle, and I'm coming at you with this video today, tips and tricks for sniping. And I've been asked to do this video a couple times, and I've just kind of been delaying on it. I've been sitting back on it because I feel like it's going to be pretty hard to do because I have a lot to cover. And hopefully I can get everything out and explain it to you all, and especially you can understand it. So yeah, so let's get right into this, and here we go. So tip number one. Let's go with planting your feet. So this is a basic rule, not a basic rule, but like this is a major thing in sniping, that it's one of the most important things. And I know not a lot of people do it, but it's better to do it in some kind of situations, and on some games even all the time, but you need to. But on this game, it's different. So, but you still want to do it. So all you got to do is, like, let's say this tree is your target, right? And let's say you're running up these stairs. You want to plant your feet, then scope in. You don't want to keep running and then while you're still moving and try to quick scope them. You just want to stay still. So we're gonna run, stay still, bam, and shoot that tree. You don't want to be like running up, still moving, even though you still hit them. But that's a tip that I'll get to further in the video. So so yeah, you just always want to make sure you plant your feet. Bam, plant your feet, bam, plant your feet, bam, plant your feet, plant your feet. And then it is always best to like try to move around to make yourself not as easy to hit. And I know a lot of people do that by either crouching or jumping. I see a lot, and especially proning. And it can get annoying sometimes to snipers, but it's just a natural thing that people are going to do to try not to get hit, because they want to hit you, they don't want to get hit by you. So I don't recommend it. I don't recommend a lot of things. Like I understand crouching. People do crouch. I even crouch sometimes in certain situations to try to protect myself. But proning, it's just a cheap way to get a kill. But it also can mess up, because proning in this game is a little messed up. If you try to aim in, you have to try like stay completely still and aim in. But if you're moving, it's not going to work out. And so yeah, it's best to try to like not get hit, like try to, you know, dodge around those bullets. But it's also best to plant your feet at the same time, and that's going to give you that 100% accuracy that you truly have. And so yeah, let's move on to the next tip. Okay, tip number 2, drag scoping. If you don't know what this is, it's basically quick scoping, but you're dragging your scope. So let's say that microwave is my target. I run and I see him, but I'm not aimed at him completely. I'm over here. So what I'm gonna do is while I'm scoping in, I'm gonna turn my scope just like that and just drag my scope over to him. So let's, instead of, because you don't always have to have your crosshairs on him, like on a target, like he's right there. You don't always have to try to have him right there. This is the key to getting feeds. This is the key to getting kills, everything. You have to drag your scope or you will not get the kill. So in order, it's really easy. Just drag your scope around just like that. And so like let's say this guy right here where my bullet is, there's a guy right there, and I come around the corner, you know, and I'm planning to shoot somebody over there, but he's right here. So I'm aiming in right here, and I drag just like that, aiming in, drag, just like that. That's one of the most important things also in sniping. There's a lot of important things, and I'll try to cover everything I can. Okay, tip number 3. I guess it's 3 or whatever else. I'm gonna go with tip number 3. Okay, so you want to take your time with your shots. I see a lot of people just when they see a guy, they just completely go crazy, and they're not even taking time to scope in on their scope, and they're just trying to maybe even try to get a lucky no scope when they have the perfect opportunity to aim in on him and get that kill. But some people like aiming halfway and thinking that's gonna get the kill, but it's really not. It's basically just a no scope. So you really need to take your time, and that's gonna get you further in your sniping progress. Take your time. Take your time, because let's say there's a guy over there. Take him out. This guy right here. Take him out. And you don't have that complete shot on the guy over here. He's like over here, and you just gently, like, you got to take your time. If those were 3 kills right there, like 1, 2, 3, and then there's a guy right here, and you feel like you're about to choke it. Just take your time. Most of the time he will miss. So just take your time on these shots, and you will get better feeds. Let's move on to the next tip. So tip number 4, you don't always have to quick scope, and I know everybody doesn't always, but some people always make it competitive, and they're always complaining like, oh, you hard scoper, why aren't you quick scoping? You're a hard scoper. Like, it doesn't matter. It is still sniping. So don't be afraid to hard scope. That's a lot of ways that FaZe and everybody else gets their clips, by just hard scoping and then mixing it up with quick scoping. It's a natural thing. It's a natural thing in sniping, and you have to do it. You have to. Is if there's a guy, like, let's say this isn't realistic in BO2, but let's say there's a guy on top of that building. You're not gonna go boom. You have to take your time and get that nice even shot. And so really, don't be afraid to hard scope. Who cares what people say? It's still sniping. And just enjoy sniping. That's what it's about. Just enjoy what you're doing, practice, and just keep doing what you do, and you'll get better in the meantime. Tip number 5. If you're a big feeder, or you're just beginning, and let's say you're playing TDM or domination, or anything like that, and you're about to go spawn trap somebody, or the team, I should say. You go running over here, and you see about, I don't know, the whole team right there, 6 guys, and you're starting to freak out because there's a lot of guys right there, and you could possibly get an insane clip. But that's what you're focusing on, is you trying to get that clip. But what you really need to focus on is your aiming and staying calm. Staying calm is one of the first things that you need to do. You just need to stay calm and don't choke. That's all I can say. Is stay calm, try to stay calm, and just act like it's just one guy instead of 6. It'll help. It's just, you gotta focus on your aim and everything else before you can focus on the clip, because how else are you gonna get the clip if you can't focus on your shot? So when you're staying calm, just pick one by one, pick off them one by one, and just keep going. Stay calm and keep going. That's all I can say. Maybe that can be a motto. Stay calm and keep going. But yeah. So that's tip number 5. Let's move on to the next tip. Okay, so tip number 6. Here we are in the middle of the map, and let's say, keep saying let's say a lot, but how else? I don't really know how to explain everything, but this is how I'm gonna do it. So let's say there's about a team coming through there, and just same thing as I said in the last tip, stay calm. You need to stay calm. But if you're behind a wall, this is a big advantage to getting you your quad feed, your 5 on screen, your 6 on screen, back-to-back collats, whatever. So let's say we got the whole team right there. You're gonna pick one off, take cover behind the wall, pick one off, take cover, pick one off, and it's just that easy. And they will hardly hit you unless one guy comes around the corner, he knows you're there, and he's about to hard scope you. You're done. But most of the time that doesn't happen. And so just remember, use the map to your advantage, and that'll give you your best shots to get those feeds, and really make sure that you get your clip. So let's move on to the next tip or trick. Let's see. Alright guys, this is going to be a tip. I mean, not a tip, a trick. This is going to be a trick. And everybody knows this, but if you don't, I'm letting you know. So let's say, of course, deja vu. let's say, but let's say there's some people over there and some people over here. We're gonna go shoot at these guys, shoot at these guys, and shoot at these guys, shoot at these guys, shoot at these guys. And you're about to reload. And as you're reloading, you see one more guy. You want to pick him off, right? You want to get him. You're reloading, and you think you can't do that. So when you're reloading, just tap YY twice. YY. And it'll cancel the reload, and you can go for your shot. Or, what I do sometimes is when I'm reloading, just sprint. And it's just that fast. Reload, sprint, and then bang. Or, of course, you can do the YY. You're reloading, YY, bang. YY, bang. Sprint, sprint. And even if you're reloading your whole clip, let me shoot out this. If you're reloading your whole clip, it works for the same thing. As soon as you get the clip in there, YY, and you don't even have to cock it back. So it's really fast if you're trying to take out some people that are in your way and you want to get rid of them real quick. That'll do the job. Let's move on to the next tip. Alright guys, this is tip whatever number. I don't really care. I'm just, I really want to just get these tips out. And so this tip is no scoping. And you don't really want to no scope at long ranges. Long ranges, and I know everybody knows that. Should know that. If you don't, that's alright. The only time no scoping comes in handy is when somebody's right in front of you, or about 3 feet in front of you. So like, let's say in front of that bench, and you don't have time to quick scope him because he's already firing at you. And the best thing you can do is hope for the best and hit that no scope. And so that really comes in handy, especially if he's in right in front of you, like he's right here, and he's done unless you're using a ballista and you hit him in the leg or something. That's a problem right there. But unless you want to really get a sick clip and get a quad feed 1, 2, 3, and then just no scope the guy right behind you, that would be fucking sick. But they always don't hit, so it's best to go for your quick scope unless you feel like going for that no scope. Go ahead. It's all luck, and you want to make sure you line up your crosshairs. You got your 4 crosshairs, and these things move around as you move. They get larger as you move, and when you stop, they get smaller. That is why the planting feet comes in handy. So when you're running, they're larger. When you stop, they get smaller, and that gives you that better accuracy for that shot. And it's always best to plant your feet. Make sure you remember that. And so yeah, that's where the crosshairs come in handy. Make sure if you're going for no scopes, long range no scopes, you line up your crosshairs. Let's say that vent up there, that's my target I want to hit. I want a no scope. You just want to make sure that he is in the middle of your crosshairs, and then you just take that shot. It's pretty close to him, but it's not always going to be dead on. So like that shot right there, whoa, yeah, that's a little bad. So it all depends on luck and where you're aiming your crosshairs. So let's move on to the next tip if I have any. Alright, tip number whatever. It's not really professional, but this tip, for sniping, your sensitivity, it all matters on what you're capable of. I snipe on 14, and that's because I'm comfortable with it. You want to snipe on anything that you're comfortable with. I know some people snipe on 8 sensitivity. I know 10. Sometimes a little bit lower, and even in between. And that's because that's also going to kind of help your shots. And what I mean by that is, if we got our sensitivity at 8 right now, and I'm moving around, and I see a guy right here, I don't have to it's kind of easy for me to move my scope, like drag scope to him. But if I'm on 14 and you're not used to it, he's right there, and you have no control because this is so crazy fast, and you're going for a shot, and it's just you go to drag scope, but you go way too off. Like you go way too off, and you completely miss him. That's where sensitivity comes in. That's when you need to, you need to lower your sensitivity in order to not over drag that scope and hit him. So you know, play around with the sensitivities and find out what you're comfortable on. And if you, it's best to build up, and the higher sensitivity the better, because let's say you got someone behind you and you know he's there, you want to turn on them quick, take him out real quick, because you don't want him to kill you and ruin your feed or streak. And this also comes in handy with regular guns too. And so yeah, let's make sure you know you're able to turn around and kill that guy. But it all matters on your sensitivity. So play around with that and get comfortable with your sensitivity, and you know, that will help you throughout your practicing. And so the next tip I want to say for sniping, this is a big tip. I know a lot of games don't have you know, bots to play on, but BO2 does. And if you're looking forward to get good on BO2, I highly recommend getting into bots, the game of bots, and just put it on free for all or something like that, and practice. That's the best thing you can do. Take these tips to your advantage. Go into bots and practice, and yeah, that it'll really help. You know, put it up to maybe like 100 or 200 kills, and make sure you really get that shot on, and you really, you know, figure out what you're doing and what you're doing wrong and doing right. And so bots, they're really helpful. And if you want to practice anything like trick shotting or even these tips, you know, that's bots are going to come in handy. So make sure you do practice on bots. And it doesn't hurt to practice online. It's also a better experience if you try it online to, you know, figure out what, you know, people are capable of, and how fast they're moving. And bots aren't always all that hard, but if you just put them on recruit, you know, it's just gonna help your shot, and it's gonna get better and better. And yeah, so make sure you practice on bots. It's gonna help. Alright guys, welcome to the next tip. And the next tip I'm going to tell you is, let's say, like I said before, people jump. And that's not always easy on your hand. There's a guy right here, and he's trying to shoot you, and you're trying to shoot at him. And he's jumping like a frog. And he's also proning, like a snail. He's going all over the place, and you don't know what to do. If he's jumping, you hard scope him. Here's what you're going to do. If he's jumping, he's up here, and you're still aimed down here. You're going to wait till he lands on his feet. Take that shot, and you will get him. Even same thing with quick scoping. If he's jumping, hard scope, wait till he hits the ground, bang, and he's done. But most of the time he might get you, but most of the time he won't, if that makes any sense. And so yeah, give that a shot. And for the people that prone, just, you gotta be quick with your shot going down. You gotta be real quick, because they will be back on their feet, unless you want to wait till they're back on their feet. But what I usually do is I go for them while they're on the ground. So let's say this guy over here prones, and I'm aimed up here. Same thing as a drag scope, but you're going down. And same thing when they're jumping, you go up. But I'm gonna go down this time and pop him right in the head. Down. There's a guy proning right here, and I'm aimed up here. Bam. You want to be quick with that. And also, if you're on different levels, like somebody's up here and you're down here, this is completely different levels, and your shot's going to be a little different. Let's say you're probably still aimed your ordinary boundaries flat like this, and not aiming up like this because you're in a lower area. So if you're always aimed like this, you know, flat down, not up here, and there's a guy up here, you want to be really quick and try to move your scope up. I know that's kind of not really difficult, but it's something that you'll learn real fast, and it really helps you out. Same thing for if you're on higher ground. You want to make sure, you know, you're able to shoot somebody that's down there same way that you can shoot somebody that's right here. It's all gonna come in handy, and you know, all of these tips fall in the hand. They fall in together. It all works out. Alright, the next tip is dealing with riot shields. And people with riot shields, they usually get annoying. But when you're going, like let's say one is running towards you, like it is in in this clip right here, he's running towards me, and as they run, they expose a part of them, half of their body, and that is your perfect chance to take them out. They're not always protected. Alright guys, I really hope you enjoyed this tips and tricks video. That is all the tips I have for you today. And if I forgot any, leave them down in the comments below, and I will, put that in a future video or commentary or anything like that. So I really hope these tips can help you in your sniping or ray gunning, and use them to your advantage, and hopefully they can really help you and get better. So that's that video, and today I will be having another video, and that is a Night-Tage, a mini Night-Tage. That'll be going up somewhere tonight, sometime tonight, so stay tuned for that double upload today. Yeah, I know, first time ever I did that, but yeah, hopefully this video wasn't too long. I'm sorry if it was, but I just needed to cover everything. And yeah, so stay tuned for that Night-Tage. It was I got all the clips last night, and I hope you really enjoy it. I thought it was awesome. So stay tuned for that, and it'll be uploaded soon. And peace out. It's been Eagle.